gents, Premier League prediction times. Come round again, can't believe it. Joleon, we'll start with you. I think many people have got Manchester City as favourites.
Yes.
But for you, who are the main contenders?
Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah, I think Thomas Tuchel's proven he's tactically a match over the 3 games they played against each other towards the back end of the season. And the addition of what it looks like Lukaku. I think he wins them the games that are less glamorous. Right. I think his tactics win the glamorous games, like City, United, Liverpool. But Lukaku destroys the lesser teams. Punishes the weak. Yeah. He's when you just have to fling it in the box and it's scrappy and defenders are coming away. Yeah, he's all about that. He loves the action, and I think that combined with sometimes playing counter-attacking style and giving him half a pitch to run into, is a problem.
Love that. What about you, Jamie? Anyone else thrown into the mix?
I think you have to put Man United in there. Yeah. I mean, they're signing top players. They've signed Sancho, Varane, and, they're going to obviously look to try and get more as well. I think, Solskjaer has to be in the hat now as under pressure manager. Like, you have to perform. Like, this is the year. Like, you've been okay, you've progressed. It's Man United, right? It's not like it's not Burnley coming up and signing some decent players. This is Manchester United. They're paying people 350 grand a week. You have to compete for trophies, and they finished second last season, so now they need to kick on again. They've got to try and get it over the line. Have they got enough? Look, if Harry Kane signs for Man City, there's no point anyone turning up, in my opinion. Grealish, Harry Kane, there's no point. No one's going to get near him. It'll be a very, very difficult. The interesting thing, and Joleon touched on it, is Chelsea. Tuchel's got Guardiola in his pocket at the minute. Tactically he's got him. He's done him 3 times. And that, in the Premier League, you think over 2 games, they're 6 pointers, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about 12 points. If they win both them games, Chelsea, that is a massive swing, because you think Man City have to, they got to keep up as well. They got to win. So it's like a 12-pointer, them 2 games. And I just don't know. Tactically, he's got it's like a bogey team, He really doesn't know how to grasp it. He done him in the Champions League final, didn't he, with the tactics, and Pep tried to mess around with it and got it all wrong. So look, that for me, Liverpool there.
I was going to say, we've not even mentioned Liverpool.
No, Liverpool are there, but I just feel it's Chelsea's the first team that break them too. I know they didn't finish first and second last year, but in terms of start of the season, analyze it, I'm thinking Chelsea have the capability to break them too. I think they're 2 of the favourites, and they should be over the last 3 or 4 years. In terms of United, the squad is strong, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I don't think Ollie's the man, because when I look at Tuchel, Klopp and Pep, that's a different calibre of manager. The squads are pretty much the same in terms of quality, but they're the bits that
he's not good enough.
No, because that sounds like he's not good. I'm not saying that. He's just not them 3.
So he's good, but not good enough.
Yeah, it's like saying there's a striker, but if he's not Harry Kane, then he's poor. No, that isn't the case. He's just not Harry Kane. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Just on that as well, does it help with Tuchel? Obviously came midway through the season. You gents must have had managers come in and then having a full pre-season. Just how beneficial is that?
I think so. I think it will help them because from what I'm aware of, they would tactically, he's on it every day. So it only bodes well for the players to get an understanding and him to get a good look at what he wants to do and execute that. But in terms of pre-season, the earlier you are, your squad's together, it can only help. It's not going to hinder it, is it?
I think with Tuchel, he come in and just won Champions League. Do you know what I mean? It was he just buried Frank Lampard, didn't he? I felt for him a little bit because he put that team together, couldn't quite get him going, and then Tuchel come in and there was a different animal. I was looking at it thinking, oh, this guy is the real deal. Yeah. He is. When I was watching his interviews, just watching the way he conducted himself.
He's got that aura that you want to hear what he's got to say when he's talking.
I was really interested in watching Chelsea all of a sudden with him. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to be about next season. If they get Lukaku, they get over the line, then they're going to be a proper force. And we can't get away from the fact that they've dominated as well. They got a billionaire owner. Nothing's acceptable apart from winning the league and winning Champions League. So they're always going to be there. Liverpool for me is the interesting one. I know they've signed a centre half. They brought Konate in, but Is he going to be, bit part player with Van Dijk and Gomez, so who plays, you don't know. But the thing that worries me with them, they haven't signed anyone. They haven't progressed.
They haven't replaced Ronaldo though.
Yeah.
That's huge. He's huge for them.
Very underrated.
Yeah, huge.
Underrated. And the thing is, they got Firmino. They're asking that team to do it again. When they done it for 2 seasons when they were unbelievable. They won the Premier League, won the Champions League. Last season, obviously, they struggled, but still managed to get top 4 and get it over the line to make it acceptable. Now you're asking them to do it again.
Yeah, but the only plus for Liverpool, bigger than any player they could sign, is that Anfield will be full.
Now you played at Anfield,
mate.
How much does that add to the occasion?
Wow, that was their biggest hindrance last season. Regardless of all the players that were missing, you go to Anfield with no fans.
Yeah,
you believe you can win. I would rather play their strongest team with no fans rather than a weakened team with fans, because it's horrible. It's so intense.
Yeah, it is intense.
They suck the ball into the net, especially when you're kicking down the hill.
Yeah,
and people don't know that is the hill. That is a real hill down into the cup.
Yeah,
they're sucking it in there.
It's horrible in there. It's horrible when you're planning into that cophead, mate, and you're walking out and you're thinking, oh wow, and they're just relentless.
Yeah,
the whole occasion as well, going through the tight streets.
That's the thing. Everything. So I think that is their biggest addition this season, is the fact that they're going to have their fans in their new stadium and full capacity, having seen new players again. Yeah, that's massive for them.
Yeah.
What are we saying then? So we're saying that's the top 4, but in terms of that, is that like a 3 and then Man City over here? Are Man City actually going to be challenged this season?
Yeah, they're challenged 100%. Yeah. You've got to say, with the fact that everyone's strengthened, and Tuchel's proven if it comes down to a head-to-head, which it could do, they can beat them.
Yeah.
I think I think they can all challenge. I really do. But
barring United,
yeah.
Let's have a look at the transfer window as well, because like we said, Lukaku come in, Grealish from Manchester City. Yeah. Liverpool haven't spent that sort of marquee signing. Who do we think's had the best window as of recording?
Ooh, interesting. I'd say Man United. I think United have had that because they've signed 2 players specifically that they needed to sign.
Yeah.
With Varane, they're going to get him. Sancho, great, superstar in the making. He's a superstar. He's still young, and he's already a star. So,
also Chelsea, I think they needed that goal scorer that just wants to score goals, and they've got that. So, and if City get Kane, you know what I mean? They've added to what teams are buying what they need now, rather than just signing players that are whatever can fit in. No, we need this player. We're identifying him as an individual. You know what's
happened, Joleon, and I've found that the Premier League now has become so powerful, especially with the pandemic and stuff. Like your Barcelonas and your Real Madrids and that, they used to have the pickings of whoever they wanted. If Barcelona or Real Madrid come in for you, you ain't signing for Man City or Man United. You're going there.
Yeah.
But they can't sign them players now. So your Lukakus and your Grealishes and your Kanes and all these these big stars now that obviously we're going to go to the big clubs. They're all coming to England.
You say that, but 4 of the best free transfers have gone to PSG.
I know, free transfer is different though, isn't it? Because the PSG will offer you 900 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? We have to stick with some financial fair play, but I don't know what's going on over there, but something's not adding up.
Just looking underneath that top 4, Everton, one of your former clubs, Joleon, Rafa Benitez, a mixed response. I think that's
and it will be, and it will continue that way until
the wins come.
Yeah, it's all said and done, and you can analyze it as a whole and say he was either successful winning trophies or breaking into that top 4. And I think now it's gone back to a top 4. I think the 4 teams that we spoke about, we've either got to recognise it at top 4 or top 7, because Leicester, for me, are above. I have more right to say they're Champions League team than Spurs and Arsenal. I think if you out of them 3 teams, I'm thinking Leicester finish higher. You know what I mean? So in regards to the top 4, the teams that we spoke about, I don't see past them, but Leicester, Everton, with the manager. I think he was the right manager that was
Everton
available.
ain't getting in the top.
No, I don't think they are. But in terms of the teams,
top 6, they're going to finish 10th like they do every season.
You don't think that? I think they finish above Spurs if Harry Kane leaves.
I don't know. You know what? I don't think so. I think the chips are down with Rafa already. I think they're obviously struggling straight away. Yeah, that's a good little slipping.
He was looking for one then. Gonna flick it.
It's just not gone on there. 24 red. No, look, for me, I just think Rafa is under pressure instantly. And if they don't hit the ground running, who have they signed? Oof. Do you know what I mean? Like, there you go. They haven't signed anyone. They got billionaire owner, and they haven't really signed any marquee players. They dropped off massively last season again, and they brought in a manager who's not as good as Ancelotti, nowhere near as good as Ancelotti, and a manager that the
Tactically,
fans.
I don't know.
For
that squad of players, I'm not talking as good as Ancelotti in terms of the best players, like a Real Madrid manager or the best teams. Chelsea manager, no. But for the level that he's at, I don't think Ancelotti is made for that.
He's been in China.
Yeah, but he
He's
knows.
living the dream, like living it up. Come on.
He knows the Premier League. He knows how to make them hard to beat. And I know that's not the way they should look at it. But in terms of what is available, I was hoping it was going to get Nuno, to be fair.
Yeah,
I hoped.
But more progressive.
Yeah, I hoped it was going to get Nuno, but that didn't happen.
Because even with Ancelotti, with like the James Rodriguez signing all the money he spent, they still only finished 10th last season, which you think as an owner maybe.
Their squad's not all that.
No.
Their squad is not all that. Like, you know, they got this billionaire owner, and you know, Joleon said about, you know, they're signing specific players now. The top team signed certain players for that one position that they know is going to be a star player for them for 3 or 4 seasons. Everton haven't done that. Everton have signed players. You're like, really? You really spending that much money on that player? You know, like they're still like they're trying to be, you know, like the big spenders, but then they haven't got it right. They're off it, and I think they're going to struggle. I think the fans are going to get on their back. I think the fans are going to get on Rafa's back if they don't have a great start. Yeah.
And last year was a great start. Didn't they win like the
first 4 or 5 games? We're talking about winning the league.
Yeah.
He needs that level of start for it to be smoother, because if they go 3 games without a win, they're going to let him know.
And with the fans back in.
That's what I mean. They're going to let him know. And that is, again, it must be a gas thing. It's intimidating as an away fan, you know what I mean? As an away player. So, yeah, it's going to be tough for him, but nah, they're not going to struggle.
Let's have a look down the bottom of the table. Never nice to do. Anyone that screams out?
Newcastle.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think they're going to. I think they're going to struggle.
There's worse teams than Newcastle.
No, there are worse teams, but there's not worse fans at the minute. Like, seriously, like, you know, I'm sick of them. Like, they're giving stick to Steve Bruce 24/7.
Yeah, that's unnecessary. That side of it all.
And then that's obviously going to be.
But they got no money, right? He's got 10 million quid to spend. I know. I think they're getting Joe Willock, which is a very good signing. But he was there last season, right? Yeah. So great signing, good player. Can he progress and carry? He had a great finish to the last season. Can he do it over 38 games?
Are Norwich a better team than when they were before?
No, Norwich will go down. Norwich go up. Norwich go down every season. They come up, they go down. They just love that parachute money, don't they? Absolutely, they're cleaning. They are cleaning up. What a philosophy they've got. Let's get promoted and get the 100 mil, and then let's get relegated and get another 70 mil for going down.
I don't think playing devil's advocate, you know, all the players that have been got years of experience in the Premier League, they brought in bigger money signings that they have.
They're going down, mate. They're going to be the same old Norwich.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that they're going down, but you've got to look at them and say, I just don't see them being that much stronger than they were last time.
Right.
For them to say, we're not going down. I don't see that.
So then the next we've got Watford in that equation.
Again, Watford similar. I look at it and think Premier League experience. You need that. Like, their teams are going from winning most majority of games.
Yeah.
You go in the Premier League, you might not win for 10 games. What are players doing then? How are they turning up? Do they want the ball? The best players, not all say we want the ball then, you know what I mean? So,
and how about Watford? I think they might be all right.
It feels like a bit more like.
I think Brentford are going to. I think Brentford might struggle.
Yeah,
but I think they might. They got. I love the style and that, and I love the way they play. But have they got enough?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's quality. The level of quality. Like, even Tony scores 34 goals in the Championship.
Yeah,
he may not get double figures this season.
Yeah,
because the level of the Premier League is that different. You know what I mean? So it's the golfing class.
Crystal Palace.
I was going to say, yeah.
They've got to throw them in the mix because they've had a massive gamble up with Vieira.
And the overhaul as well.
And they've had an overhaul.
I can't have that. I know about Patrick, man. That's my guy.
Come on, mate. Come on,
They're safe. They're safe.
They're not safe.
Europe.
They are not. They are not safe. They've had a massive gamble taking him in as manager. And look, Premier League legend. again, it hasn't done it as a gaffer yet. Like, hasn't done it. So, and I know his philosophy because I've played against some of his sides when he become manager, and he is all about passing out from the back. Like, he's reluctant to it. You are passing out.
Who isn't about that now?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to do that now? That's the biggest thing I've noticed is that everyone's doing it. But yeah, when it's a winger, we're not asking every winger to run.
Burnley don't do it though, do they? You know? I wouldn't say Watford are going to do it. You know, I wouldn't. You know, the teams that you say, like, you know, I look at Burnley, I look at Southampton. Are they going to go down? Mate, you throw them in the mat like
without Ings.
You know, the
that's
last,
a problem.
I don't know if you know this stat. I mean, you're the presenter, so you should know this stat, but you probably don't. But the last 20 Premier League games that Southampton played, they won 4 with Danny Ings. Now they've lost Danny Ings. That is another team that could have a massive panic up.
I think there's more teams that are liable to go down than they say to break into the top 4, top 6.
Just on Patrick, obviously know very well. Yeah. But what will he be a bit more pragmatic, like Jamie's saying? Will he just try and grind out those results? Will he want to bring?
I think it's got to be a bit of both. I think if you haven't won in 3 or 4 games, then you obviously adapt accordingly. I don't think any teams, barring the top 4 that we spoke about, I don't think anyone's capable of saying no. We're going to stick to our guns here. I think there's barring the top 4 teams, everyone has to adapt pretty much every week. Yeah, because you don't know what you're going to get. The inconsistency means that's the reason we love it. That's the reason we love the Premier League, because there's so much inconsistency and you don't know what you're going to get. Like, not every team wants to play.
But do you think he's going to stick with his philosophy though? Like, regardless, I'm sticking to this. Like, principles,
Philosophy will have to change and have to adapt. And we've seen it with Nuno. We've seen 4-3-3, whatever it was, or 3-4-3. But he changed it. You've got to change it up. But the principles of how you want to play, you stick with. But the philosophy, you have to adapt.
Yeah, I'm changing my mind. Palace and Southampton.
What I was going to say, it's the worst.
They're going down.
Palace and Southampton gone.
Let's get a 3. Let's get a 3 from you. Who are we saying?
Palace, Southampton, and Arsenal.
I was going to say, we don't really talk about Arsenal.
When was the last time? 3 promoted teams stayed up.
Great question.
I don't think that happens.
No, I think Norwich.
Two of them are down. I would say Watford and Norwich are down. I think Brentford are more suited for the Premier League.
Brentford might have like a Sheffield United season. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Or Brighton. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mate, it's going to be tough at the bottom, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be tough at the bottom this season. A lot of teams struggling. I'll go Norwich just because it's just like that yo-yo scheme that they've got going. I'm going to say Southampton.
Yeah. Ooh, I hear that.
I'm going to say Southampton, and I'm going to say. I'm going to say Crystal Palace.
Oh, nah.
You can't do that, can you?
I can't.
It's dirty, isn't
it? And their manager's less experienced than
who?
Watford. I'm saying Watford, man. Watford's manager's less experienced.
Probably be there.
Do you know what I mean?
Probably there. Since he come in though, they've been flying Watford.
Yeah.
Not about flying. Got it over the line. Flying with one wing. Is that here flapping?
They're in there.
Yeah.
They're up.
On a more positive note as well, sort of the players to maybe watch out for.
Villa are a lot of people's favourites.
Yeah, Villa.
They spent that. To be fair, I've got to give them a lot of credit for the way they handled the whole side of the Grealish thing, and then that class to come out and explain it. But doing your business before you sold your asset, I don't know why teams don't do that.
Yeah,
because you don't pay the premium. We're keeping him, or we want him, and we want him, and we want him. You know, we've got 100 million in the bank. Like he's a couple mil more.
Yeah,
it's like that's what Spurs are going to face when they sell. They should have bought before. People know it now, and he's definitely coming to replace him. Like if you do it before, you can avoid a lot of money.
Leon Bailey, got a good side. John McGinn. You know, look, obviously they're losing Grealish, but Grealish. I love Grealish. Don't get me wrong, I love him, right? And he's a star player. But he only scored 6 goals last season. You know, his contribution and chance created is high. I get that.
Really it's up high.
There. And you know, going to Man City is going to be better. But I think Villa cope without him. But I don't think it's like Spurs and Kane, where it's like, you know, you have to find a replacement. I think Villa are going to be all right.
I think they'll be all right, 100% because of the additions. Without them additions and no Jack Grealish, I was scared for them. I thought if they lose him and I don't have a plan in place of replacements, yeah. But Ings, as you said, Ings scores goals, man.
Ings as well. He got a good side,
goals.
mate. A really good side. Like, how's Ollie Watkins feel? He's thinking, well, am I starting?
Yeah.
Just sign Danny Ings. One of
I would start Ings ahead of him.
Yeah.
I think Ollie Watkins, he scored 15 goals, which is a good return.
You start Ings over Watkins.
Yeah, because if again, like you're saying about Jack and his 6 goals, I think if you look at Watkins' his goals, the 15, but he scored a hat trick and like 2 braces.
I say that don't count.
Yeah, but it counts. But then he's only scored in like 7 games.
When Watkins,
I mean, Ings scores every game.
Watkins,
I know you mean.
hasn't he, at Brentford?
Yeah. And Ings can play. Ings can play in that.
Play him as a 10.
Yeah, he can play there.
I think they're playing him as a 10. I think they're playing Watkins, Ings as a 10. They'll play Bundia, Leon Bailey, McGinn.
Sure, yeah.
A good side.
Yeah, man, they got strength.
Mings at the back.
Yeah.
Proper side.
Well, there's a Birmingham City fan. I think
Yeah, they're shocking. Terrible.
All right.
Are they even a club anymore?
Yeah, Sheffield United.
well.